would say as a eye specialist, I keep tackling on daily basis to maybe 20-30 patients on a daily basis, because screen time is something which is not limited to professional like you all know, you are software professionals. So it's not now limited to you. Even small kids, I'm sure those who have kids in the family, they are also involved in mobile screens and desktop, tab, whatever. So now computer screen in any form, be it mobile, tab, or laptop, whatever, it is now integral part of our daily life, right from 3 to 4 years kid. In fact, I would say even a 2 year old kid and even up to 90 year, even in old age, thanks to COVID. I would say, COVID has uh, brought a paradigm shift in our lifestyle. Even old people who were kind of uh, they were not learned with this technology. During COVID, they have all learned how to pick up a mobile and to start using the screen, be it a YouTube or WhatsApp or whatever. So because all of you are spending more than 8 to 12 hours on a screen time, so this topic is very valid for you, or not only you, I would say for your family, because of your kids, your parents, everybody must be spending time on the screen. So vision wellness, yeah, this topic is very apt because eyes, though it has always been a very important part of our body, though every body organ is important, but eyes keeps a special part because without eyes you cannot see, and you are practically confined. So if you imagine a blind person, they are practically confined to their room and they can't do anything without anybody's help. So it is not required to tell how much eyes are important, and with increasing with upcoming the new technologies, so eyes are becoming more and more important. So it is also always important to maintain good health and good condition of your eyes as well as vision. Now I've used eyes and vision because eye as an organ has a different parts. It needs special care, and vision is only a function of the eye, one of the function of eye. So yes, vision care is equally important, but I'll be talking more about a comprehensive care of overall care of the eyes. So to begin with, first of all, technology is neither good nor bad. It is what you do with it that makes the difference. Any technology, even I will say, even if you have a knife at home, it is useful if you use it properly, and it becomes dangerous if you don't use it properly or negligently. Similarly, this technology of I would say digital screens in any form, it is good if you use it aptly, appropriately, with the balanced way. But if you start crossing your limits, it is going to harm you as well. So first of all, computer vision syndrome, CVS. I'm sure all of you are aware about this terminology, computer vision syndrome, CVS. So this term is self-explanatory. Maybe being a non-medical, you people don't belong to medicine. So syndrome is a word we use when there is a collection of symptoms. For example, if any disease, there are certain symptoms which are very common. So the conglomerate of those symptoms is called syndrome. Okay. So computer vision syndrome is computer related symptoms in the eye or vision. So we call it computer vision syndrome. So computer vision syndrome is not only a single symptom. So how do we define this CVS? It is a condition which is caused by prolonged use of digital screens, which can cause eye strain, headaches, and several other symptoms. So in this presentation, we'll explore the causes, symptoms, and treatment and prevention, and what practical tips we can follow to prevent this CVS, and what can be done once you start feeling symptoms of CVS. So now I would say increasing screen time is a silent pandemic. Now, thanks to COVID, I would say pandemic is a very popular word now. Even a 2-year-old kid, when they start speaking, learn to speak mama, papa, and in few months you will see they will be talking about pandemic, because every news channel everywhere COVID pandemic is in the air. So this world of pandemic. So what does pandemic means? Anything which any problem out there, rather any disease, which if it happens worldwide, this is called pandemic. Pan means over a large scale, and if it happens in the local area, it is called epidemic. So increasing screen time is not confined to one country, be it a developed country, developing or underdeveloped country, be it a small village, be it a high-tech city, everywhere, even I would say in a lower socioeconomic zones, everywhere, everybody is now indulging screen time. So it's actually a pandemic. And why silent pandemic? Because we are not realizing what harm it is doing to us. So I'll give you some statistics, because without understanding the gravity of situation, we will never be able to understand what we are talking about. So according to this data, if we compare among all the countries, because this was a long list, so I have taken a screenshot of in India. I would say total screen time, which average a person is spending on screen is 7 hours 18 minutes. This is total screen time, and mobile screen is almost 4 hours 5 minutes, and computer screen time is 3 hours 13 minutes. Now mind it, this is average. So it includes those people who are, who probably are not using also. So it is not the time which you can relax. Okay, this much only. I'm sure many of you are spending more than 12, 14, or maybe 16 hours a day. So there is some people who may not be spending more than 1 or 2 hours, and there are people who may not be spending at all, who are illiterate, I would say. So this average 7 hours 18 minutes is very alarming. So it becomes like 44% of the waking hours, when they are awake, they are spending on the screen. And COVID pandemic has brought a sudden spurge in the number of hours being spent on the screen. So according to this report, about average 13 hours and 35 minutes per day is being spent on screen, including smartphone, computer, tabs, and TV. Now during the pandemic, up from 11 hours to 11, before pandemic it was 11 hours, and now post pandemic it is 13 hours 35 minutes. So average 2 hours 20 minutes has been added to the screen time on an average. And the survey by Common Sense Media found that in 2020, 15% of teens said they spend more time on screens than they did before the pandemic. And this change is actually permanent. So let me come to the main topic. So I've just discussed the gravity of this situation. So let me talk about the problem per se. Computer vision syndrome. It is actually a modern epidemic. Epidemic because if we talk locally, but pandemic, I would say, because it's a worldwide problem. So I will call it more a pandemic now. It is no more epidemic only. So dear, what are the symptoms of computer vision syndrome? If you see, computer vision syndrome has many symptoms, as you can see in this. I would say, there are several symptoms, 13, 14 symptoms. But if you see, there are these red color symptoms, then these gray colored, and then green color. This color difference is because of the different causes. There are three different categories of computer vision syndrome. One is because of dryness. So we all know our eye has some tears, tear production in our eye, aansu bante hain. So for those tears, if they start getting, dry, so this will give symptoms which includes redness in the eye, aankhon mein lali hona, then irritation and grittiness, which means aankhon mein chuban hona, radakpan hona, then burning sensation, that means aankhon mein jalan hona, and then tearing. Sometimes, aankhon mein aansu aane shuru ho jate hain, there's a lot of tearing, and people say if there is tearing, how it can be dryness. So I will explain this. Even tearing means excess, tearing from the eye is a sign of dryness, though it looks ironical, but it is a fact. And itching also, when there is a dryness, there is associated inflammation and itching, which can cause, itching means khujli. So aankhon mein lali ho rahi hai, khujli ho rahi hai, chuban ho rahi hai, jalan ho rahi hai, पानी आ रहा है आंखों से, खुजली हो रही है, ये सारे सिम्टम होते हैं. तो कंप्यूटर विजन सिंड्रोम की सिम्टम्स है, जो एक कैटेगरी है डियर, and it is because of dryness. And if you see, second category is which is related to eye fatigue. Fatigue means थकना, आंखों की मसल थक जाती हैं, तो उससे क्या क्या सिम्टम आते हैं डियर? आई स्ट्रेन मीन्स आंखों में भारीपन होना, थकान हो जाना, ब्लरिंग ऑफ विजन, धुंधलापन आ जाना, डबल विजन, कभी कभी अक्षर डबल दिखने शुरू हो जाते हैं, जिसे डिप्लोपिया भी बोलते हैं, एंड देयर इज स्लोनेस ऑफ फोकस चेंज. You must have seen sometimes when you are working on computer and suddenly if you look at distance, for example, you are watching a TV suddenly and you will see there is blurring of vision, and it takes few seconds to sometimes a minute to get the clear vision. So the speed of focusing when you are looking near or when you are looking far, the speed of focus becomes slow. Then there is something called presbyopia. Presbyopia actually means that 40 years की age के बाद सबको चश्मे का नंबर आता है नजदीक का, which is, I would say, a traditional definition of presbyopia. But with increasing use of computer and screens, now we are observing that most people are getting early onset of presbyopia, means they need plus power of reading glasses sooner than actually required. For example, if 40 years is average age, then those who are spending a lot of time on these screens, especially small screens, they need this plus power glasses maybe at the age of 38 or sometimes 35. So there's a preponement of a natural process called presbyopia. Now myopia. We all know that myopia means नियर साइटेडनेस और चश्मे का नंबर जो बच्चों को लगता है जनरली बचपन में शुरू हो जाता है और 18 19 20 साल की उम्र तक स्टेबल हो जाता है. But now you will be surprised to see that adults, for example 22 age, 25, 28 or even 35 age, people are developing myopia, which has been very unusual. It used to be there up to 18 19 years, and never beyond that this myopia was I would say very extremely rare. But now we are getting patients who come at 28 years of age and they will develop myopia. And other symptom of eye fatigue is headache, means सर दर्द होना and tiredness of eyes, थकान होना. So हमने बात कर ली कि एक तो ड्राइनेस के सिम्टम्स, एक हो गया आंखों में थकान के सिम्टम, और एक सिम्टम और होता है जो एबनॉर्मल पोस्चर. क्योंकि जब
Dr. Rakesh, sorry to interrupt you. Just request you that we have audience from the Pan India, so we would request you to please
in English only. Okay.
In English only, yes.
Fine,
yes.
I'll continue.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Could you
I'm
please?
sorry,
No problem. Could you please repeat the last one as well? That's it.
Well, should I repeat?
Yeah, just the last 1 minute one. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, so I'll just briefly describe again. So the symptoms because of dryness is redness, irritation and grittiness, sometimes foreign body sensation also, then burning sensation, tearing and itching. So these are the symptoms because of a tear film. We have a tear film in our eyes, and this tear film starts getting dried up, or its quality also goes down. So then we get all these symptoms because of dryness. The second category of symptoms of computer vision syndrome is related to eye fatigue. So because our eye has certain muscles, I will explain the science behind it also. So these muscles, when they start getting exhausted, so they develop strains like symptoms like eye strain, burning of vision, double vision. Then there's slowness of focus change. Suddenly, if you are looking at near, for example, if I'm looking near and suddenly I'm looking at distance, it generally takes a fraction of second to focus. But those who are spending a lot of time on screens, they feel that their speed of focusing has slowed down. So sometimes they feel there is some problem. It is nothing but muscles are tired, so they are relaxing slowly. I will describe this again, science behind these symptoms also. And double vision can happen sometime. That's presbyopia, means early onset of need of reading glasses, which generally starts around 40 years of age, but it can be, it can happen early also, and it can be preponed. Myopia means nearsightedness or need of glasses for distance vision. It generally used to happen in young kids, teenage, but now we are seeing patients who develop this need of distance glasses even at age of 25, 28, 35, 32. So this age was very rarely. Very rarely it happened that somebody needs glasses for distance at this age, but now, courtesy this increasing use of screen, we are seeing these kind of patients. And headache, obviously, when eyes are tired, headache is bound to happen, and tiredness in eye itself is some patients complain of that. Now, there's third category of symptom which is not related to eye, but it is related to our abnormal posture. We all are working, working on these screens in different postures. I would say. Sitting on the chair on your desktop, but again during work from home culture, even people like you have developed a bad habit of some. I'm not saying all, but many of you have developed habit of sitting on your bed, lying on your bed, sometimes facing up, or you're lying on your tummy and you're working on some tab. So abnormal posture also give rise to symptom. So specifically because most of the time is spent on the chair and table, so continuously sitting in a posture, focusing on the screen with hands on the keyboard, leads to certain symptoms related to our neck stiffness. For example, there's a stiffness in neck, then there is a neck pain, shoulder pain, headaches, and sometimes back pain, especially lower back pain. So this is also part of computer vision syndrome. We call it because when you are working on a computer with continuously focusing with a gaze in a fixed direction, so neck and back symptoms start to come. So let me briefly explain what is the science behind the dry eyes. All these symptoms. So as I told you, okay, dry eyes and fatigueness of eye muscles. So I'll explain the science behind it. So if you see in this diagram, so this is eye, so see, this is the eye, and this is small area. this is a very small, I would say, tear film, which is hardly in no micrometer of thickness. So if you see a large microscopic view of that, so there are 3 layers, 1, 2, and 3 layers of our tear film. The just touching the cornea is mucus or mucin. Then there is aqueous layer, means water, and then there is a front layer which is yellowish, which is actually oil, or you can say it is a lipid layer. So these 3 layers of tear film keeps our eye comfortable, and if there is any change in quality or quantity of any of these layers, we start getting symptoms of dryness. So how computer using screen gives us dryness, because we when we are continuously focusing on computer, our blinking goes down. So you can see the first point is reduced blink rate, because we don't blink our eyes enough, which should be actually 12 to 15 times every minute, means every 5 to 6 seconds we should blink. It doesn't happen. So obviously this tear film starts getting disturbed, because blinking actually refresh our tear film. So it brings the balance back, which because of continuous exposure, this lipid, aqueous, and mucin layer, they because these are volatile elements. So once they evaporate, then again tear film need to be refreshed, and blinking helps in that. So second, evaporation of tears, because once we don't blink and we are generally sitting in the air conditioned atmosphere where humidity is low, so the tears start getting evaporation. And there is a poor quality of tear also sometimes. That happens if our lid has some abnormality, inflammation, and poor quantity of tear if there is, for example, certain diseases like rheumatoid arthritis or autoimmune disorders. They cause they reduces the production of tear from our tear gland. And mind it, the fifth, but not the, it is last but not the least, the lack of sleep. Obviously, when we keep focusing on our screens, we are we don't feel sleepy. So there is a kind of insomnia, or we reduce our sleeping hours, and that adds to the problem of dry eyes, because our tear film needs 8 hours of continuous sleep to get normalized, so that next 18 hours they can 16 to 18 hours they can help you. So if you don't get adequate sleep, so this will also cause dryness. Now, what is science behind eye fatigue? So, dear friends, I'd like to tell you that there are 2 kinds of muscles in the eye. One muscle is for the eye movement, and other is convergence muscle. Means one is focusing muscle and one is convergence. Focusing means when, for example, when you are looking near and suddenly you need to focus a distance. So there is a muscle inside the eye which relaxes. I'll be showing this. And there's another part of group of muscles which helps in eye movement. If you see right, then one part of the muscle will be moving. If you see left, then eye is moved because of the another muscle. So there are 8 muscles in each eye, 6 muscles in each eye, which causes the movement of eye. So convergence means both eye, when they look at the close object, the both eyes they move inward, and there is a muscle called medial rectus which is under stress during the any kind of near work. So this is a small video to show how focusing muscles get tired, because these muscles are very small muscles inside the eye and they are not visible from outside. So just observe this video. So if you can see that this is the muscle which has been this is the muscle which has contracted, and this contraction of this muscle causes thickening of this lens, and thickening of this lens changes the natural power of the lens, so we are able to look at near. And now if you can see relaxed muscle means lens is thin. Now eye is looking at far. So when we are looking far means at distance, our eye is non-accommodated and our eye muscles, that is focusing muscle, is relaxed, and our lens is thinner and you are able to focus at distance. But once you need to focus at near, then this lens needs to be thickened, and to make this lens thick, this muscle has to contract. Now once this muscle, any muscle, if I ask you, for example, you keep one of the hand in air, what will happen? After some time your hand will get tired, one of the muscle will get tired, and automatically hand will come down. Now because this is the involuntary muscle. Involuntary means this muscle is not in your control. So if you're looking at near, so involuntarily this muscle remains in tense position or contracted, and that is how this muscle ultimately starts getting tired. Now once it starts getting tired, then you will start getting symptoms of blurring of vision, double vision, And if it doesn't relax, then you will start getting pain, symptoms of pain. For example, eye pain, eye strain, and headaches. So if muscle relaxes on its own, you will see blurring of vision. And if muscle fails to relax and it remains contracted, then you will start getting headache, eye pain, and eye strain symptoms. So I'll just repeat this video just to show. So this, I'm just repeating this video just so that you can see. Now you can see that this muscle is contracting. Once it has contracted, this lens is thickened. Now I'll play video further. Now muscle will relax. You will see this muscle, it will get relaxed. Now it is relaxed and now it has contracted again. So every time you look at near, this muscle will be under stress and lens will be thickened. So please look at this, because this is what is happening inside your eye, which is causing you trouble like headache, eye strain, pain, and sometimes blurring of vision also. Now there is other group of muscles which is for eye movement, which are actually not inside the eye, they are outside the eye, but it is again not visible because it is covered by our skin. So now this image, if you can see, if eyes are looking at far, what is happening? This both eyes, the direction of focus is here, and the muscle inside the eye. I'll take a pointer again. Yeah, if somebody is focusing at far, for example, tree, what happens? This convergence, the muscle which are supposed to move eyes inside will be relaxed. But once you focus on anything close, for example, this is finger of the patient. If you, for example, if you try this, you can do this experiment wherever you're sitting. Just try to focus on something which is beyond 7-8 feet on your wall, and then you bring this finger in front of your eyes and you look at your finger. You will see that your eyes are converging. If you see in a video or if you ask somebody, your eyes will move inside. When eyes move inside, so there is a muscle which is keeping the eyes at this point at converged position. Now, if you continuously keep doing anything which is at close distance, your eye will remain like this, and this muscle of which is contracted, it will also start getting tired. And once this happens, you will start getting double vision. Or if it doesn't relax, then there will be headache. So you're doomed. You're doomed if this muscle doesn't relax, and you're doomed if this muscle relaxes. If it relaxes, there will be double vision. If it doesn't relax, there will be headache and pain. So explaining, I've explained the science behind this. I hope you are able to understand. So if you understand this, then what are the preventive and promotive eye health tips? So it becomes very easy, my friends, because once you understand the cause behind any problem and you go and hit the cause directly, your problem will disappear. So again, if there is a problem, you can keep hitting problem directly, but if you hit at the cause, it will automatically die. So problems will disappear. So I'll give you some tips that how to prevent this computer vision syndrome and what you can do to promote your eye health. So there are I would say 3-4 categories in which I would like to tell the tips. First thing is modifying your working environment. You all are working in an office, and you are lucky that you're in a corporate office. I'm sure there are people who HR department who tries to give you best working environment. But I like to give you certain tips, which is not only in your company's hand, because you are working at home. For example, work from home you're doing. What kind of lighting should be there? So when you are working on a computer, remember there should not be darkness in the room, because if you work in the dark room on a screen, it will cause strain in your eyes. And there should not be too much of light. Too much of light will also give strain on your eyes. So ambient light means comfortable room light should be in a comfortable limit, and which should not be, hitting your eye, which should not be giving you discomfort. There should not be any reflecting direct light on your eyes. For example, if there is a LED light in front of on your wall in your front, or there is a LED light or something which is coming directly to your eyes, or even a lamp, if it is directly hitting your eye, it will give you eye strain and your efficiency of your eyes will go down. Secondly, the screen, there should not be any reflecting surface on the table. Sometimes if there is a glossy finished glass or something on your table and there is a LED light on your ceiling, so reflection of that light will also hurt you. So the lighting should be such that when you are focusing at the screen, your eyes are comfortable, no direct light on the eyes, no reflected light on the eyes. Overall light in the room should be good. It should not be too bright, should not be dark. That comes the position of your device. So like again, if, for example, if you are sitting in front of a window, if you in this image you can see there is a window outside from where direct light is coming. So in this you can see that screen is not as visible as good as it is in this one. So in this there is a window behind. Sometimes there can be a light source behind. So any kind of light which is hitting your eye will reduce your visibility on the screen, and extra effort will be required. Extra effort means reduce efficiency. Now you can use anti-glare protector, like for example in this you can see that there's a reflection. So whenever you're sitting in the room, especially when you are working suddenly in an unknown place, or sometimes you keep changing place. So this kind of anti-glare screen will reduce glare on the screen and hence will help your eyes. If you are working in a dark room, for example, if there is a situation when somebody is taking rest or you don't want to increase the light in the room overall, then use some task light. This light should be focused on your keypad. It should not be reflected on your screen. It should not be directly hitting your eyes. Now, when you're working on the screen, you have to choose certain parameters which is more comfortable to your eyes. For example, in this screen, I've shown you three kind of screen settings. The left one is full 100% contrast, where there's a white background with the jet black letters. So this is called 100% contrast, which is supposed to be most comfortable, and because it reduces the stress on your eye muscles. You don't need to focus on the small letters to make it clear. But if you switch to the second slide, second image, you can see it is a kind of a gray colored writing on the white background. Now the moment you shift to the lower small letters, then you will notice that you had to put some extra strain to make things clear as compared to this first image. And sometimes if you see last slide, this is a slide to represent what is called duochrome effect. You must have seen some presentations are made. For example, there is a red slide and they'll write, it looks very good though, very cosmetically very good, but it is a stressful for the eyes. For example, red background, then certain letters are, I would say blue, some are yellow, some are, of different colors. So for your knowledge, you are all are science graduate probably. So every light has color has a different wavelength. So if you choose too many colors, then different wavelength means it will be focusing at different levels on your retina, and that will cause stress on your muscles, because muscle will keep getting confused that which letter to be focused, because every letter will need different level of stress on the muscles. So it's not a good idea to to give extra stress on your eye muscles. So choose a contrast which is good and not too colorful, and not a very low contrast. Now for font size, for example, if your eyes are not comfortable looking at small letters, there's no harm in increasing the font size. For example, these are the font size which are comfortable, and these are the font size which are, I would say, very small, which needs extra stress on the muscles. Small, though young people, I mean, you all belong to young to middle age, so your eye muscles may be focusing well. But remember, even at your age, for example, if you are in early 20s, late 20s, or mid 30s also, though your muscles are working well, but if you have to work 12 to 14 hours on the screen, then working on small font size will exhaust your muscle in first 3-4 hours, and the next 4, 6, or 10 hours which you're spending will be with the tired muscles, and you will face the symptoms of computer vision syndrome. Similarly, font style. So I think that there's some change. Actually, font eye cap has been changed by somebody. So these are good font size, but if you see cursive style or some certain styles which are not good, so those font size styles give extra stress on your eyes. Now, my friends, there are certain good habits which you need to follow. So I've explained about working environment. I've explained about now explaining about this good habits. Then there will be third category. So what are good habits? Now here comes the right posture. So ideally, if you are spending time on screen, this is the best position. You should be on a comfortable chair with a table, and screen should be 20 to 28 degrees below your eye level. As you can see, the eye should be looking down. If you are looking straight or if you are looking up towards the screen, then your eyes will feel more strain. Your back should be straight. Your hip should be resting on the chair, and there should be adequate vertical support, back support. Now, what tip I'm going to give you is very important. Your chair should not reach, up to the knee joint, because the moment leg will be hanging, it will put stress on the thigh muscles. So if you see, upper back should be straight, lower back again has to be, the lumbar curve has to be put at a right position. Sitting bones, there should be equal distribution of on this hip, thigh, and just before the knee. Hand should be in a such way that your elbow is bent at a 90 degree. If suppose the table height goes up and your this angle will become acute, then there will be stress on the finger and wrist. And if it goes down, then again wrist will have to extend further and there will be stress. Hip and thigh should also be at a 90 to 120 degree. Feet should be resting flat on the floor. So if somebody has a small height, for example, I would say, then you can keep a footrest according to your height. It will take a small effort to make a footrest according to your height. If somebody has a very, large height, I would say they can increase the height of the chair, and they can correspondingly they have to lift their height of their table also. If your office has a fixed size of thing, then table and chair, you can request your HR to make this arrangement according to your need, because that will improve your efficiency, and your efficiency will directly help the company. So this is just to show that this is a wrong posture, that this girl is bending forward. You can see the knees are bent, legs are behind. This is a wrong posture. And if you see that here the girl is straight, this arm is around 120 degree, which is good, 90 to 120 degree. All pressure points are equally stressed, and feet are resting perfectly on the floor. Now there's a one tip which is I would say one of the best tip which I can give you. You must have heard about this 20-20-20. I'll simply elaborate it. Every 20 after every 20 minutes, take 20 seconds of break after every 20 minutes, where you need to see at something at 20 feet away. Now that doesn't mean it has to be 20 feet. Even if something is at 8 to 10 feet, your eyes muscles will relax. So this is a animation or I would say cartoon to denote. For example, if you're sitting on a chair, you are working on the screen after 20 minutes. So take a 20-second break and look at something distance. For example, it is just shown, this image is showing a puppy, but you can focus on a wall clock, or maybe some friend sitting across the desk somewhere, or maybe through a window, a building outside the window, or even anything which is beyond 10, 12, 20 feet. If you do this, what will happen? The muscle which I have shown you that video, the muscles which were contracted or under stress when you were looking on the screen, those muscles will relax. So once muscles will relax, automatically your muscle energy will recover, and your eyes will be refreshed to spend another 20 minutes on the screen with same efficiency and same tone of the muscles. Now this is one tip which I have personally added, because I keep giving talk about this topic. So this is something which I would say I've learned it the hard way. So I'll share you my personal story. 12 years back, because I'm a surgeon, when we do surgeries, especially eye surgeries, through looking through the microscope, so our posture is almost like what your posture is while working on the laptop. Now because when during my training days, the surgeon's chair, table, nothing was in our control, so I used to bend forward a lot, and I actually developed lumbar disc prolapse, and I had to undergo prolonged treatment for that. And then I learned it hard way that how important is the proper posture. So this is a tip which I am following for myself as a surgeon also. So I will suggest you that after every 60 minutes of screen use, take a 60-second breaks. And what you need to do, you simply leave your chair, you get up, you take 30 steps, you walk for 30 steps. You can go to a friend's desk or somewhere. You may choose to go to get a sip of water, a glass of water. You can go anywhere, and you come back to your desk. And then before restarting, just close your eyes for 30 seconds. So I would say 60-second breaks every 60 minutes. Out of those 60 seconds, 30 seconds you can walk, and 30 seconds you can close your eyes. My dear, if you will take this tip, then you will do third category of symptoms, which is because of abnormal posture like backache, neck stiffness. All these symptoms will get away. Now another good habit is to blink properly. Now you can see in this animation that when most of the times when we are looking at the screen, our blink rate goes down and intensity of blink also goes down. For example, most people, what they do, they will start blinking, reach this level and then go back. It is important to understand that we should reach the last step where eyes are opposed and compressed against each other, because when lids are compressed against each other, then I have shown you that there is a lipid layer in the tear film. That lipid is secreted from the lids, and then this lipid will come out and your tear film will be refreshed. So it is important to blink properly, which means complete blinking. And another thing is you have to blink more frequently. Ideally, our eyes need to blink around, I would say, 12 to 15 times every minute. That means around every 4 to 5 seconds we need to blink. And it has been seen that while working on screen, our blink rate goes down to as low as maybe 4 to 5 times per minute. In place of 12 to 15, it goes down to 4 to 5 per minute. And that is how our tear film quality as well as quantity goes down, and we suffer from symptoms of computer vision syndrome because of dryness in the eye. So proper blinking and frequent blinking is very important. Now, you all must be thinking, yeah, how to improve blinking? I can either focus on blinking or on my work, because blinking is something which is a natural response, So conscious blinking is very difficult. So here I will give you one tip. And I've tried with myself and many of my patients have learned it. So you need to do a small practice. You have to condition your reflex blinking with anything which you do repetitively, especially working on your screen. For example, if you are working on screen, I'm sure after every some time you are pressing one of the key on your keyboard very frequently, which is natural and where you don't need to focus. For example, enter and spacebar. So these two keys on your keyboard, if you develop a habit that every time you press enter, you just blink your eye. Like for example, just if you can see my video, if my videos are visible. So you're pressing enter, enter, enter. So if you keep practicing, for example, every 5 minutes for each day, just develop this practice. You're pressing enter and blink, enter and blink, enter and blink, or maybe spacebar and blink. So what this will do? Gradually, your blinking reflex will get conditioned with this clicking the spacebar or enter key. So that naturally, once you learn this, it will take time. It may take a few weeks or maybe a month. But once you reach the level that every time you press enter key and your eye blinks, your dryness symptoms will get completely away, because perfect blinking means there will be no dryness. And everybody knows that exercises are good, but it is very important, and it's I would say mandatory for people who are spending 12 to 14 hours on the screen sitting on a chair. You know what this too much of screen time is doing? It is preponing your aging process. So what you can do, if you simply spend 40 minutes in a day for your health, either in the terms of brisk walking or maybe exercises or any good sport, which, for example, say badminton, table tennis, lawn tennis, any kind of sport, outdoor sport, or even walking, brisk walking or jogging. This will help you multiple ways. One thing is because your all joints will remain in functional condition. Your blood pressure, diabetes will remain under control, or you will be able to prevent them. Best thing is that when you're exercising, your eyes are actually relaxing, because all these sports need to focus at a distance. So when you're focusing at a distance, your ciliary muscle, the muscle inside the eye, is naturally relaxed. So you are definitely your eyes are relaxing and your body is working. So that is something which is exactly opposite you are doing when you are working in your office. In your office, you are using your brain, your eyes, and small muscle like finger muscles, but your all big muscles, for example, thighs muscles, back muscles, arm muscles, they are not working. So 40 minutes a day of exercise will help you multiple ways. And one more thing, regular exercises releases positive chemicals or hormones in your brain, like endorphin, serotonin, dopamine. So this will also keep your brain fresh, and it will also delay diseases like neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. So don't underestimate the importance of regular exercises. And one more thing which I've highlighted here, many people will go on walking and they will keep looking at your mobile. So what is happening? You may be working your muscles, but you are not relaxing your eyes. So you should follow one rule, that no use of mobile screening while exercising. walking or jogging. Now there are certain eye gears, which if you use, they will help you. So one thing, obviously, spectacles. The incidence of myopia, or I would say need of vision correction glasses, are almost to the tune of 60% in our population. So on an average, 50 to 60% of our population need glasses. So those who need glasses, they should follow these principles. How to get perfect spectacles? Though it is a very separate topic, it can be talked about for 2 hours. I'll give you brief introduction on these topics, like right precision. Always get your eyes checked through a qualified ophthalmologist or optometrist, and get your refraction done after dilation. Second thing is pupil distance measurement and marking on the frame is one important part which most opticians and even optical shops are not following, simply because of online selling. So unless you go and meet your optician who is advising you frame, and who is designing your frame, and who is arranging fitting for your spectacles, that person has to actually put frame on your face, put a mark to see how much is the gap between the two pupils of the eye. As you can see in this image, that both pupils have a distance. This is average 63 millimeter, but it can vary from 55 to 70 millimeter. So everybody has different pupillary distance. So if there is no proper pupillary distance followed during fitting of the glasses, your glasses will start giving you strain. Many patients feel that once they have changed the glasses, they are feeling more strain. It is simply because your pupillary distance has not been measured or applied while doing the fitting. Other points like correct lens design is important, frame style, fitting on the face, lens material, lens coatings, these are all important. But these are the few things which is missing because of the online selling. So I request you, all those who are wearing spectacles, never order your spectacles online directly. You can go to those to their I would say optical shop, or ask the person to come and put proper marking on your frames. Then anti-glare glasses, just to reduce glare from the screen, is a good idea. Those who spend, so sometimes you need to do a lot of work on the screen. For example, there is a project which is incomplete. There is a closing. There are several reasons, and sometimes you need to work for 24 hours continuously. So this warm compressive mask is very useful. There are several available on the Amazon or online. You can order any mask which can be which can attain temperature of around 40 degrees Celsius. And once you put this temperature mask on the warm mask on your eyes, it will release lipid from your lids, which will improve the quality of your tear film. Some people who have a lot of dryness, for example, rheumatoid arthritis or diabetes, or because of something, so they can use moisture chamber glasses. So you can see there is a rim in the glass. What it does, it doesn't let your the air to hit your eye, and it maintains local humidity around your ocular surface, and hence it will reduce the usage of lubricating drops. And these are I've just shown you some image of some drops. I mean, there is no financial interest. You can choose any over-the-counter eye drops available, or which you can use maybe 3 to 4 times in a day. Just see, these drops should be preservative free. Any preservative free drop, lubricating drop, I would say, which is preservative free, you can use 2 to 3 or 4 times in a day, which will keep your eyes moist and healthy. Some other good habits are like, which I recommend, that avoid screen use for 30 minutes before going to bed. It is a natural tendency that you are lying on your bed and your mobile is open, and you gradually start feeling sleeping. What happens? Because when your eyes are tired, they actually need rest, and you're again stressing on your mobile, maybe because your mind is saturated with your work stress, and now you want to relax and you're watching Netflix or Amazon Prime or sometimes WhatsApp chatting. But my dear, your eyes need rest. You have to remember this. So just just close your mobile before 30 minutes before going to bed, because if you stop using mobile, your eyes will naturally come, for natural reason, it will start looking at distance. I would say you can still watch TV, some entertainment channel from distance, but no mobile, laptop or tab or desktop, so that your eyes relax, and once you go to bed, you will have a nice sound sleep. And once you get up in the morning from the bed, again, don't use your mobile for 30 minutes. It is a natural tendency, before even brushing, you take mobile along with in your washroom, and you start looking. What happens once you get up in the morning? Your eyes need some time to get refreshed, because overnight when lids have been closed, so your tear film is not as good as it should be. It is more of hypertonic. There is more of salt content. So at this stage, if you start focusing on anything which needs a lot of focusing, you will feel blurring of vision. Early morning, it is common symptom. You must be feeling that early morning there is a slight blurring of vision. So if you try to see during the time of blurred vision, your muscle will start getting tired. It is something like, if you are having a new pair of boots and you start running, what will happen? You will develop a painful sores in your feet. So if you have for example, suddenly if you have a tight, jeans and you start bending too much, it may give you sprain in your lower back. So similarly, early morning, if you start focusing your eyes with blurred vision, uh, you are more likely to develop headaches, and whole day will be like, eyes will remain tired. So sometimes I may recover in 15-20 minutes. So 30 minutes is maximum, but at least 10-15 minutes you should not touch your mobile. You go to washroom, you just wash your face, you do toothbrush, all those activities, your morning routine. And once you 15-20 minutes, once you are free, you will see that your blurring of eye has gone. Your eye muscles don't have come to normal. So in a way, I would say in gym terms, exercise terms, your eyes will get warm up by the time, and then you can start using your mobile or any screen. And other fourth habit is know when and where not to use screen. It is common habit. We are sitting in a group, social group, we are talking to somebody expects us to give time to them, and what you are doing is you're looking at the mobile. So this will spoil your social relationships. So this is not related to eyes directly, but I think it's overall good for your personal and social life also. And regular eye examination is last but not least. Any important part needs to be taken care of. I mean, you are people and I mean, you, for example, fund manage, anybody who's earning, they need to manage their funds. You like your funds to give returns to you. So our eye is like an important asset. So your eyes are important asset of your body. So they need some attention from your side. So get regular eye examination done. So I will tell you, vision testing is not same as eye examination. Vision examination can be done with optician at an optical house, but eye examination needs a visit to an ophthalmologist or eye doctor, and you need to give 1 to 2 hours for complete eye examination. And if there is something which is suspected by the ophthalmologist, they may ask you certain additional investigations, which may take extra 30 to 40 minutes. So once in a year, give 2 hours. I would say spare 2 hours for your eyes, because eyes are sparing its full time for you 365 days a week, 7 days, 365 days a year, 7 days a week, and 24 hours a day. So please spare 2 hours for your eye examination once in a year. Give special emphasis on dry eyes, appropriate spectacles I have mentioned, and there are certain diseases which are silent killers of your sight, and they can make you permanently blind, like glaucoma. So once you get regular eye checkup done, ask your doctor to rule out any serious disease in your eye. And if your doctor advises you to get certain investigations done, then please don't hesitate. Yes, you may need to spend some money on that, but it is worth caring your eyes, and that money will always be recovered if your eyes are well, fine, and if your efficiency is good. So you can always count it as a good investment. So to summarize about eye health promotion, so first thing is awareness about the eye. For example, this talk is about awareness, appropriate working environment, rationalizing screen time. I forgot to mention that screen time should be rationalized. There are certain important things which you need to do, you must do. But there are certain things which actually can be avoided. For example, any odd day, if you have to do a lot of, for example, any particular project, you are spending a lot of time on laptop. Then once you come back to home, then don't spend time on TV or mobile. Just do something which can help you. For example, playing carom, or playing with kids, going for a evening walk, going to park. Just maybe you can talk to some friends, but don't stress your eyes on the screens. Follow hygiene related to screen use, as I've explained. Do not ignore serious symptoms. Computer vision symptoms. If you feel them and lubricating drop is not helping, then please consult your ophthalmologist and mind it. Don't follow advice of Dr. Google, because Dr. Google has many other responsibilities. So if you put everything on the Google, two things will happen. Either you will get scared, maybe your problem is very minor, or there may be a serious problem, but going through Google, because it will read your mind, and artificial intelligence based information will come, and that information may be biased because of your mental expectations. So please consult your ophthalmologist and get a very unbiased, advised, and professional advice from them. Spend some time outdoor in daylight. As I told you, exercise is important. Regular exercises, yoga or something for 40 minutes daily, or even a sport, or even a morning walk is good for health. Yearly routine eye examination by ophthalmologist. So I would say technology is a modern day evil necessity. Yes, it is evil and it is necessary. So there, if you look at the great, there are many options. If you look at the bad, there are many problems. Somewhere we have to attain a balance in between. So limitations for kids and families: teach yourself to put down the phone in public, be more present wherever you are, and focus more on the better side. But please avoid bad also. So as we know, balancing is the key for uh, a good life. So similarly, balancing is the key for healthy, happy, and smiling eyes. So you a very good eye health to all of you. Thank you. Siddharth?
Yes, Dr. Rakesh. So we have some raised hands for questions.
Yeah.
I will allow mic to them. So Yusuf Raja, you can unmute yourself or ask your question.
Yeah, hi doctor. Thank you for this, very interactive and wonderful session. I have some query regarding my blur eye vision. For the past, 1 year, I have developed this problem. Earlier, it was working fine for me, and I have to work on the laptop for 8 to 10 hours in a day due to my work schedule. So earlier I was able to, properly see the fonts and the screen without the speckle, without the this spectacle. But now when I went for the eye testing, the doctor said, that you have increased your eye vision, and they have given more plus, the vision for me. And now what happens? I cannot see without the spectacles, without the specs. I cannot work, so I'm not feeling comfortable, every time wearing the specs and walking, because I was very much happy without wearing the specs. So can you suggest something how I can remove this problem of wearing the specs, and I should be working without the specs how I was working earlier?
So Yusuf, can I know your age?
It is 41, sir.
Okay, so see, 41 is a age where basically, as I mentioned, presbyopia, where need for reading glasses naturally comes. So what you are facing is that this is what typically happens around age of 40, when you actually start feeling the need for reading glasses, and I mean, and it comes as a shock. And once you feel that without glasses you are not able to read clearly for small prints and for near, then it definitely gives disappointment. But my dear,
Yes.
this is something which is normal and physiological. So if you say you want to remove your glasses for near, yes, there are surgical options. For example, if you get a lens implanted in your eye with multifocal lens, that will give you independence from glasses for near. But if you don't have any distance vision glasses and you need glasses only for near, so though this is an option, but I will not recommend you. And right now I will suggest you to accept these glasses gracefully. And please understand, this is something like, with aging you get some gray hair, so your eyes starts needing some glasses. So yes, it disturbs when you feel that without glasses you can't see. But I would say this is something which is, I would say, inevitable. Everybody around the age of 40 has to face this presbyopia symptoms. And don't take it as a that your screen use has actually caused this. It can only prepone, but anyway, it was supposed to happen. So presbyopia is a very natural thing, and I would say you need to learn to live like this. You need some glasses for fine near. Yes, you can go with glasses which are progressive addition lenses. For example, right now if you are using only reading glasses, so that must have been disturbing you for distance vision. So if you get progressive glasses or bifocal glasses, so you will be able to use those glasses regularly. But you have to really, kill this desire of removing glasses right now, unless you have significant number for distance, or once you start developing cataract, which ultimately all of us are, destined to develop cataract at during later years of our ages. So at that time, a lens implantation will definitely give that will be an opportunity to get multifocal lens implanted or even monofocal for near vision. But right now, please don't look for any option to remove your glasses. Whatever option you will get, that will not satisfy you.
And thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your response.
Welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Rakesh. You can stop your screening and we will go to our next participant.
I'll stop the screen.
Yes, you can stop your screen, Dr. Rakesh.
I'll leave presentation.
No, stop. Stop
Sharing.
sharing. Yes,
Achha.
on top.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Rakesh. So we will go to the next participant.
Yeah.
So Sandeep Prajapati, you can unmute yourself and ask a question.
Hi Rakesh, thank you so much for your session. Actually, I'm also getting the pain into my eyes, and actually, after a few days ago, means I have a lack of sleep, and I'm getting the headache into my eyes. I means headache and pain into my eyes, and vision problem was also. I have.
Okay. So you have a headache and vision problem. What is your age, Sandeep? Can I know your age, please?
It's 23rd.
Yes. 23 years of age. Okay. So
Yeah.
you're having blurring of vision as well as headache. Is that?
Yeah.
Do you use any glasses, spectacles for clear vision?
Yeah. I'm using the glasses for it.
Are you aware what is the prescription of your glasses?
It's 3.5.
Sorry?
3.5.
Minus or plus?
Minus.
Minus. Okay. So when was the last time you got your dilated refraction done? Means after putting medicine in your eye and that 2 hours, 1.5 to 2 hours process.
Yeah,
Have you ever?
repeat? Hello, can you repeat?
Yeah. When did you got your eyes checked last time?
Recently, I think 1 week ago.
1 week. Okay.
Yeah.
So see, in your case, as I explained, your glasses was made with the proper IPD measurement and everything, as I mentioned in my presentation.
Yes.
Okay. See, then I think it is a symptom, which you are feeling blurring of vision and headache also. So sometime was your number increased? For example, you are using minus 3.5. So was it less earlier? I mean, it was less than 3.5 or same?
I think it's same, but it's means it fluctuates somewhere. Something like that.
What happens whenever you get new pair of glasses? Initially, it gives some strain on the eyes. Even if they have been made properly, it takes about 1 or 2 weeks to settle down with the new glasses. So if it is more than that and you're still, I would say, feeling strain and headache, then one thing is obviously you need to check your routine vitals like blood pressure and other parameters. And if you feel that headache is continuous, then you need to get your refraction repeated. And if there's no other problem, then I would say you need to do some exercises for your eye, for example, pencil push-ups exercises. And you have to also see what lifestyle you're following. Are you following all those lifestyle tips? For example, exercises, 20-20 rule. After every 20 minutes, you need to look at 20 feet away, as I mentioned in my presentation. So if you're following all those rules, then you're not likely to get headaches or blurring of vision because of computer vision syndrome. There may be another reason, for example, if there's cervical or some dental pain or something other, which may also be manifesting as a headache.
Actually, I'm going means under stress, so that's why I think.
If there is a stress of any kind, for example, sometimes there is a stress in the family, sometimes there is emotional stress, sometimes work stress or anxiety levels are high, then yes, obviously these things will also give you a strain of the symptoms of same kind. Are you getting sound and adequate sleep? If you can tell me.
Yeah. Hello.
Your sleep is good. I mean, are you able to sleep?
Actually, my sleep is disturbed somewhere. Means,
yeah. So if your sleep is disturbed, then automatically, as I told you, if you don't take 7 to 8 hours of sleep, so every body part will be tired. So you have not taken a good rest. So I think in that case, maybe you can consult a physician. Take some advice from maybe your neurologist or psychiatrist to help your sleep issues. Once you start getting sound sleep, I'm sure you'll start feeling normal, Sandeep. It happens because of in current situation we all are under some kind of stress, so it's not only you, but sometimes stress, we have to win over our stresses. Sometimes stress takes a winning position and we start getting these kind of symptoms. So it's more of a philosophical thing to say, but yes, I will advise you to do everything whatever you can do to get a sound sleep, and I'm sure your this headache and blurring of vision will disappear.
Thank you, doctor.
Welcome, Sandeep.